Okay, what if the internet could just run itself? Seriously, no clicks, no logins, zero human intervention. Just a web that knows what needs to be done and does it. That sounds like something out of a movie, right? Well, it's not. It's the very near future. And according to a pretty wild outlook from RedHub.ai, it's on track to land in 2026. So let's get into what they are calling the self-operating web. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get our heads around what it even means for the web to operate itself. Then, we'll look at the three huge technologies that are merging to make it all happen. After that, we'll see what commerce without humans actually looks like in action. And finally, we'll talk about the real-world challenges and what's coming next.
You know, for as long as the internet's been around, we've been the ones in the driver's seat. We click, we search, we buy. We're the ghost in the machine. But what if that's all about to change, like fundamentally? The whole idea we're digging into today is this massive shift from a web run by people to a web that runs itself.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Imagine your AI assistant not just finding you a good deal, but actually negotiating the price with the seller's AI, making the purchase, and arranging delivery, all while you're doing something else. According to RedHub, this isn't some far-off dream. The pieces are already falling into place, and we're seeing the first versions of this right now. So what is this self-operating web when you get right down to it? Well, at its heart, it's a new kind of digital world where software programs, or agents, can act like their own independent businesses. They can find what they need, haggle over the price, and pay for stuff, all by themselves. And I really want to hammer this point home. This is not some 10-year forecast. This shift is happening as we speak. The RedHub outlook points to 2025 as the big tipping point. That means 2026 is the year we're going to start seeing this roll out on a massive scale. This thing is no longer just an idea. It's being built.
So you're probably asking, okay, what's making this huge shift possible? Well, it's not one single invention. It's more like a perfect storm, the convergence of three incredibly powerful technologies that have been growing up separately for years and are now finally coming together. Let's break down what those foundational pillars actually are.
These are the big three right here. You've got AI agents, which are like the autonomous workforce. You have blockchain, which provides the trust layer, and you have stablecoins, which act as the money. You take one away, and the whole thing doesn't work.
First up, AI agents. And we got to stop thinking of these as just simple tools we give commands to. Think of them more like your own personal digital employees. You can give an agent a goal, say, find me the cheapest and fastest cloud computing power for this specific job, and it just goes out and gets it done, from finding the service to sealing the deal.
But wait, how can one machine possibly trust another machine it's never met? That's the million-dollar question, and blockchain is the answer. It basically acts as a global, public, and unerasable record book. Every single deal can be recorded and verified by anyone. So trust isn't based on a fancy brand name, it's built right into the math.
Okay, so how do these agents pay each other? They're not going to be using credit cards or waiting 3 days for a bank transfer. They need money that's built for their world. And that's where stablecoins come in. They're basically digital dollars that move instantly, can be programmed, and cost next to nothing to use. They are the rocket fuel for this new machine economy.
And just look at the difference here. I mean, it is night and day. We're jumping from a financial system that takes days to settle a payment to one that takes seconds. From high fees to practically zero costs. For machines that might need to make thousands of payments a minute, this isn't just an improvement, it's a complete game changer. All right, so we've got the three pillars, we have the theory. But what does a fully automated transaction actually look like out in the wild? Let's walk through a real-world example from that RedHub piece. Okay, let's follow this. Say an AI agent needs some real-time weather data. It first scans a public list to find companies that sell that data. Then it checks their reputation and prices right there on the blockchain. It finds a match and instantly pays a tiny fraction of a cent for the exact bit of data it needs. The whole thing, discovery, payment, access, is all automated, transparent, and totally seamless.
And the protocol that makes this all possible is brilliant. It's called X402, and it's basically a universal language for machines to pay each other. You know, for decades, the internet has had this error code, 402 payment required, that was basically just a placeholder nobody used. Well, the X402 protocol finally brings it to life. It's a massive upgrade for the internet's plumbing.
So this is where it gets really, really mind-bending. Because there's so little friction, we're talking about payments that are almost too small to imagine in our current system, a tenth of a penny for a single piece of data. This just blows the doors wide open for a whole universe of new business models that were literally impossible before.
And please don't think this is all just theory. It is already happening. We're seeing pay-as-you-go data services, AI-powered trading bots, and even AI agents hiring other specialized AIs to get complex jobs done. The machine-to-machine economy isn't coming. It's already here, and it is growing like crazy.
But of course, a revolution this big doesn't happen without hitting some serious bumps in the road. It is not all going to be smooth sailing. So for this last section, let's get real about the big questions that we still need to answer.
And there are some significant hurdles here. I mean, how do we keep these autonomous agents safe when they have direct access to money? What are the legal rules of the road? And maybe the most important question of all, who is responsible when an AI messes up? These are the really tough problems we have to solve to make this whole thing go mainstream. But there is some good news, especially when it comes to regulation. There's a proposed law in the US called the Genius Act, and it could be an absolute game changer. Why? Because getting clear rules for stablecoins, the money layer, is probably the single most important key to unlocking this entire ecosystem's potential. So, in a nutshell, this act would create a level playing field. It would set clear, understandable rules for everyone, from the companies that create stablecoins to the businesses that use them. It's all about building confidence and trust in the system, which would be a huge leap forward for getting everyone on board. And Rowan Flux, the author of the Red Hub report, just sums it up perfectly with this quote: "Trust isn't based on brands, it's cryptographically verified." That right there is the fundamental idea of the self-operating web. We're shifting from a world where we trust big companies to a world where we can trust open, verifiable math. So, what's the bottom line here? According to Red Hub's 2026 outlook, the self-operating web is coming, and it's coming fast. The question isn't if this is going to happen anymore, it's when and how fast. And that leaves us with a much bigger question for all of us. Are you ready for it?